Hello, and thanks for stopping by. This is Survival Run for the Atari 2600, and I'm playing this game off of a cartridge on a Retron 77. Survival Run was developed by Milton Bradley and released back in 1983. They released 2 games around that period, I believe, and they both came with a specialized controller. This one was released with the Cosmic Commander. Now, this isn't a controller that you need to actually use to play the game, but it was part of the release. It comes in a remarkably large box, and it doesn't look particularly comfortable or useful. And the joystick works fine as it is, so I'm not sure why you'd really need this. It also doesn't look like it's something that would easily fit on a shelf. You do have a story for this game, but like most Atari 2600 games, that story is only there if you read the manual. Here, you're piloting a starfighter and you're flying through a complex maze of subterranean tunnels on an alien world, fighting enemies. There's a map at the top of the screen, and there's also a score at the bottom. Right above the score is this line with a little black dot off to the right. This is your energy meter, and it's something you're going to need to pay attention to. When you press the fire button, this is you shooting, and if you hold it down, you continue shooting. Every time you fire, you are losing energy. You're going to run out of energy if you keep this button pressed, so you need to pay attention to how much you're firing and make sure to not overuse it. You're flying through tunnels, and it's, basically a first-person game, and aliens are going to appear as you fly around, and they're going to be these little yellow dots that are slowly getting larger as they come towards you. Your job is to shoot them, of course, before they can get to you. Sometimes you enter a tunnel, and there's this yellowish force field wall of different sizes, I suppose, that might be coming towards you. You need to shoot the alien that's controlling this force field, and it's going to be this little dot off to the left or the right. If you shoot it, you'll destroy it. I think this is actually a pretty good mechanic to have. It's something that just sort of springs up when you enter a new tunnel. It sort of catches you off guard, it's kind of exciting, and I think it works. The maze at the top of the screen is also something that you really have to pay attention to. The map doesn't change position, but your orientation changes as you progress through the different tunnels. So you're going to have to look where you are to understand which direction you need to turn at the next section. If you don't choose a direction, you crash into the wall at the end of the tunnel. If you choose the wrong direction, you also crash. So you're going to need to watch your position as you make it through this tunnel, this maze system, to make sure you're making the correct left and right turns. Also, when you make it to the end of a maze, you run into an alien command ship, which is a differently shaped thing on the screen, and you can certainly shoot this straight away. That's the goal here. Just unload into it. I have to say, this game was far more interesting than I really expected it would be. I know this is an Atari 2600 game, and as a result, things are going to be limited, but they took a reasonable concept, and they made something that's actually pretty playable. This looks good on screen. This handles pretty well. The tunnels also change colors as you move through the different stages of the maze. This is super important, and it helps keep things really interesting. Many Atari 2600 games would either not change colors at all, or they would wait until the end of a stage or level, an entire level, before they started changing things up. But here, you're making these turns all the time. Things are changing up regular. It's great. When you make a wrong turn, or you crash into an end wall, you get a decent crash image to fill the screen, and you get a classic-sounding Atari 2600 explosion. I know the sound is probably pretty standard for a 2600, but I think this explosion works. It fills the screen, you know exactly what's happening. I think it's good. This one is actually oddly exciting as you make your way along to the end of the maze. It sort of ratchets up as you keep moving forward. There are a lot of turns that you have to pay attention to in this one as you fly along. So you're constantly looking back and forth just to make sure you know exactly where you're headed. It sort of produces this odd kind of intensity that I really wasn't expecting. It's definitely there, though. Overall, I think this one was a bit of a surprise to me. I feel like it's a way better quality than I first expected. Well, that's all I have today for Survival Run from Milton Bradley for the Atari 2600. If this is your type of video, please feel free to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and thanks for stopping by to take a look. I hope to catch you on another video.